This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40 made by Umarex. I got mine for $40, and spare mags for this gun run around $10 for two. This gun reminds me of a gun I reviewed a long time ago called the PFM 16 made by Crosman. And if you remember that review, then you already know how this review is going to go. This airgun is based on the actual Smith & Wesson M&P 40. If you're looking for a good replica or a at-home training version, then this gun ain't it. Umarex does, however, make a blowback version of the M&P 40, and I bet that version would be so much better for training. But this version I have is a plastic repeater that weighs 1 pound, 0.7 ounces. The real M&P 40 apparently weighs 19 ounces, so the airgun ain't that far off. Taking apart this gun is not hard, so if you wanted to add 3 more ounces, but this gun feels like a toy gun and honestly it would not be good for an at-home trainer. This gun isn't bad at all, but it has one trait that would make it hard to shoot mice for hours on end in the chicken house, and I'll go into that one trait later on in this video. For all the specifications I talk about in this review, see this video's description to see a Google sheet of this gun specs and all the other gun specs I've reviewed as part of Gabby's Airguns. You'll see guns from Season 1 and Season 2. Before I continue with the rest of the review, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to see next week's review of a STI 1911. I've been eyeing this pistol for years, and let's just say I regret not buying it sooner. The M&P 40 uses the 19-round metal universal airgun magazine. I'm eventually going to put out an episode on what I like to call the universal airgun magazine, and once I release it, click on the gray card in the corner. But anyways, the mag is fine. It auto releases the first BB once you insert the mag into the pistol. So when you pull the mag out, a BB is going to fall out. It's the one feature of the universal mag that I hate, but I'm sure most of y'all don't mind. Maybe. This gun has one safety located on the starboard side. Push in just a bit and slide it to safe or fire. In my rounds per CO2 cartridge test, I was able to get 133 shots, or about 7 magazines worth. On the penetration test, the gun was able to get through 42 sheets of 20-pound paper at 12 feet. I recommend looking at this number in comparison to other airguns, so check out the Google sheet in the description. 42 sheets ain't that bad. For the grouping test, I shot at 12 targets at 12 feet, making 3 shots per target. I measured the distance between the 2 farthest shots and then took the average of all 12 targets. I was able to get an average grouping of 0.79 inches, which is above average for repeaters. This gun shoots great, but the trigger is heavy. I measured the trigger pull in this gun, which was around 8 pounds, 3 ounces. The trigger feels heavier than 8 pounds, and you can feel it when you fast fire the gun. This gun has a lot of great features. It's a full-size pistol with a green fiber rear sight and a white dot front sight. While it doesn't feel like a real gun, and I don't recommend it for at-home training, I do highly recommend this gun based on how accurate this gun can be. A grouping of 0.79 inches is hard to beat out of all the air guns I've reviewed for Gabby's Airguns. But the single biggest downfall of this gun, however, is the trigger. There's no way I'll be able to pull that trigger for hours on end, killing hundreds of mice in the chicken house. So it pains me to say this, but this gun is not Gabby approved. Click on the right to see my next review of an STI 1911. Click on the left to see my last review of a Bursa BP9CC. To see all my other gun reviews, see this video description for a list. If you want to see the best gun I've reviewed for Gabby's Airguns Season 2, click on the other link on this screen. I'll see y'all later.